Just a quick note before we start the podcast today. We had a couple of technical difficulties during the recording process where one of our mics came out and halted the ongoing recording. Luckily, we noticed straight away. So just a heads up, around the 25-minute and the 27-minute mark is where those difficulties happen. So don't be worried by the jumps. We weren't cutting anything out. We just kind of stopped the recording by accident. So apologize for that. Other than that, we hope you enjoy the second episode of the How Good podcast.
Well, how good?
How good?
How good?
How good? Welcome, Josh.
Thank you, boys. You guys did an incredible job on the first podcast, so
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Well, anyways, we may as well start it off by introducing our third and final piece of our podcast. We have Mr. Josh himself in the room. Care
hello, ladies and gentlemen.
to introduce yourself a bit to the podcast?
Give us a brief overview of
Yeah,
yourself.
so I'm a 22-year-old, just graduated, longtime friend of Mitch Whitehead, and very recent but close friend of Liam Cunliffe. I like basketball. I was a sailor competitively for about 10 years, but I have stopped sailing, so
Why was that?
that's just got burnt out, you know. I think the same reason that you were talking about
Yeah, man.
with
It's
your
too much,
karate. As soon as you do a sport competitively without resting properly, you know, it can become quite tough. But yeah, like music, basketball, all that sort of stuff. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a bit about myself.
Sounds beautiful.
Beautiful. So we got all of our three pieces here in this podcast now. And I guess we should first of all address, because we did say our first podcast, we said we would talk about stuff that's happened in the last week, and obviously the biggest thing that's happened in the last week is Kobe dying, unfortunately, in a helicopter crash
And
with
his daughter, tragically.
Yeah, and the 7 other passengers inside the helicopter as well. So
Tragic, man. Fucking tragic.
fuck, I still can't believe that shit. Like, you go on Instagram and you like read all these posts from from me. I'm seeing, like, as I follow a bunch of tennis players on Instagram as well, you're seeing like all these pictures with them and Kobe, like, and I was watching Novak Djokovic play last night as well. He had number 8 and 24 and then
Yeah.
KB on his.
He signed
on
the
his
camera, right?
Yeah.
Signed it with, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's pretty crazy how it's hit every
Person?
not
So
yeah
many
person.
So
and-
many people know Kobe Bryant, you know,
Basketball, non-basketball.
like, non-basketball.
And it's like, it's hit everyone so hard. Just, obviously, if he was old and he passed, like, that would still
Yeah,
hit
that's
people hard, but the fact that he was only 41.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like the way it happened, and just like it was so surprising and so sudden, and just like so surprising that everyone was kind of just like,
shocked.
well, what the fuck? This can't be real.
Mm.
You know, at 41, like, you expect him to live to, 90,
Yeah.
90 something, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's just so random. People just so.
yeah. No,
just
he was
breath-
doing
speechless, man.
he was doing so well after his career as well.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I know he went from like a really over-competitive guy, you know, real narrow-minded and very focused on the sport, and then to where he's gone after basketball, you know, like praising all the greats that have come after him, all his family work, and
It's more humble in a sense,
much,
right?
much more humble. And,
Yeah.
like, every time you saw him on TV, he was just smiling and like
He was
so
loving
happy.
life, bro.
Yeah, that was his
Loving
retirement, man. And
Yeah.
you know,
Because a lot of the time when you think, like, of athletes after they, like, retire, you think of, what, common with basketball players, they go into, like, broadcasting, but he did a similar
Yeah.
thing to, like, what LeBron's doing now. Like, he opened, like, the Mamba Academy.
Yeah.
He
He
won a fucking Oscar. Like, that's that's
For a
like
basketball player, it's
a
crazy,
basketball
bro.
player.
yeah,
Like,
that's amazing.
and he
And-
just, like, carried his legacy out of basketball, which is what's so respectful about him. He, like,
Mhm.
did so much for the sport whilst being away from the sport, which is so
Yeah.
important.
There was pretty sure there's 2 other girls on the helicopter that were also on the team.
On the team,
Yeah,
Gigi.
there was the mum, and then there was the daughter who played for the same
Yeah.
team as well, and then there was
There was another daughter too.
and then there was a I think there was a baseball coach as well and his family.
yeah.
But it's messed up, man.
It was just weird conditions to fly in though. Like, they couldn't see shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking at that and I was thinking, like, so misty to go up on a helicopter.
Yeah,
And
I saw a report of some speculation on what the guys think happened with the helicopter, and so the pilot came into some clouds, and you can either just go straight up above the clouds, or you can try to come down below the clouds so that you can actually see. And so the pilot decided to come down in a really hilly area.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because apparently with helicopters, the number one cause of crash is pilot error. So
Really?
The number one cause, like not failure, not anything
It's
else.
good to know next time I hop in a helicopter. Well,
Just-
first
I'm
time I
never
hop
going
in
to get in a helicopter.
Yeah, just
After
make
that,
sure,
I'm
make
not.
sure your guy knows what he's doing.
I'm
man.
not going in a helicopter or taking my children in a helicopter, man. It's just
Yeah.
there's just no fail safe to it.
Oh,
Like with a plane,
Yeah.
you obviously have like you're mostly flying over the ocean,
yeah.
and you can simply glide down and like land in the ocean. But with a helicopter,
Yeah.
well, it sounds easier than
Sounds
that. eh?
easy.
man.
But,
it's
just
been done.
gliding?
It's been
Yeah.
done.
Yeah,
Do you reckon they saw the mountain or the hills or whatever
I
it
don't
was?
think so.
Or was it just
I don't think
abrupt?
they did. I think it was very quick.
Well,
Yeah.
there was that like comms thing that got released on the news yesterday, and it was them trying to talk to the pilot, and it was just like silence. So it happened before they even realized that the thing went
Yeah,
down.
they say the pilot was maybe going 180 miles an hour when he
Mm.
actually hit the mountain.
Yeah.
So
Wow. At least Kobe sitting in the helicopter wasn't like, holy shit, we're gonna crash, we're probably
Yeah.
gonna die, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna die with my daughter.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know, at least
That's
he
true.
didn't. Well, I guess that's that bright side. Well, seeing it as a somewhat of a
yeah.
bright side, but fuck, man. Because you were saying you watched his highlights, right?
Yeah, we were watching Kobe highlights because we were in Melbourne in the apartment like the day before we left. We were watching the 2010 finals highlights like the night before. We were all drinking and like having a laugh watching Kobe highlights because that series was insane.
The Boston or
The one where I think it was Pau Gasol and Kobe's first championship. No,
Oh,
it
that
was the
was 09.
second.
That was 09.
Yeah, 09
09 was his first championship with
And
Gasol.
then they got the second one in 2010.
Yeah, the redemption against Boston, bro.
Mm.
That was the one where Powell played like a fucking beast, bro. I remember there's a series where him and Bynum were just contesting rebounds for like a solid like 30 seconds, bro.
Mm.
No, that was a great game 7, man. I'm pretty sure like the final score ended on like 60 points
Mm.
or something like that. It was just like,
Good days of basketball.
Oh.
Yeah. 60-point games, you know.
nah, man. That those years were good for basketball, I reckon, man.
What was your favorite Kobe moment?
Favorite Kobe moment? Oh, for me, probably his final game, honestly.
Yeah.
I remember watching that, and it was the same time as the Warriors beating the record for the most regular season wins.
Oh, same game, yeah.
And I
Same
remember
day.
I didn't even watch the Warriors game, bro. I just
that's
tuned
right.
into the Kobe game, and I was flicking to the Warriors game every time there's a timeout or something like that.
Mm.
And I just was like watching it, and I was like, at the start I was like, fuck, this guy's probably gonna play shit. And then he just picked it up, just keep going, and then he scored like their last 13 or something points.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking hell, this is
How old
the
was
way
How
he
old
goes
was he
out,
at the
man.
time?
Oh, I wanna say like 38,
38.
because that was what 3 or 4 years ago, but 37, 38, something like that, maybe.
Mm.
60 points
And
in
a
an
final
NBA game,
bro.
age 38.
I remember I was in one of my computer science. I think it was in my first year, 2016. Right, he retired.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, so I was in one of my labs, and like doing like a coding assignment or something. And I remember checking the box score. It was like 40 points, and I was like, man, I gotta watch this somehow.
Oh, it was
So I'm sitting in the
incredible.
labs, like tabbing in and out of the game, like every now and then. And I was like, holy shit, he just scored 60 points.
Yeah,
and everyone
man.
was like, oh, he shot what?
Yeah.
How many shots?
Oh.
50?
Or something like that.
But it was
Fuck,
like,
who cares? They won the game.
Yeah.
He brought it back to win the game.
they
too.
came back and won.
Like he was the reason they won the game. It was just, and the Jazz were only like one game out of playoffs too.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
missed the playoffs
I
because of
think
it.
they lost the game prior to that, which stopped them from being in the playoffs.
Okay.
But other than that, it was like one game out of being
Yeah.
in the playoffs. So
And
they
I
were a good
did.
team.
I saw this thing yesterday where I can't remember who was narrating it, but it was this video of Kobe's last free throw, and right before he shot it, you saw it shows Gordon Hayward like
Yeah.
stepping in.
If he missed it,
If he missed it, it would have been an inbound violation.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, not an inbound violation, but like a
lane violation.
lane violation. That one. And he would have shot for 60 again.
Yeah,
I thought that was crazy.
yeah.
Like that's
Class, yeah.
pretty insane.
Mm.
I reckon that's probably my most fond memory, other than maybe like probably 2009, 2010, just watching him play that season, man. Because
Yeah.
I reckon that was his prime, just in terms of like what. At least that's how I interpret prime. Like you could say his prime was 05, 06, because that's where he was dropping like 40 points in a month.
Yeah.
Like 50
yeah.
points every freaking game, and it was just like. But I saw him as a basketball individual so much more intelligent in like 09, 10, pretty much towards Achilles injury. It was just like he could drop 30, he could just lead a team. Like everything he was doing was just so like methodical, and it was just beautiful to watch, man.
Yeah, what did you get from his book? Because I know you read his book that came out just a couple years ago.
Pretty much what everyone has been saying in their statements, man. Just like his mentality and just the way he approached life and the game.
Yeah.
And just how he would always question.
Always
people,
try to get better.
Always asking questions, man. Like he would be playing. I remember Kevin Durant. I watched it today. Kevin Durant would, I think it was in the post or something. And after the game, Kobe came up to Kevin Durant and was like, "How did you do that?" And it's like, and Kevin Durant was like, "Yo, why the fuck are you asking me? You're Kobe Bryant." Like what the fuck? And that's the thing, man. Like that's impressive. And
for me, I don't have a best Kobe moment, but the thing I'll always remember about Kobe is just his footwork. Just his absolute like skill, like something you don't see today anymore in the game, and it's something you can only develop through just like years and years of just practice. Like absolute devotion to the sport.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video of Jay Williams talking about Kobe, and he entered the gym, and Kobe was already shooting shots. So Jay went up and started shooting, and then when he finished after the game, Kobe dropped 40 on them and won the game. And he went up to Kobe and he was like, like, how did you do that? Or like, why do you train so hard? And he's pretty much like, I wanted to prove to you that no matter how hard you work, I'll work harder.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
There's so many great stories like that.
Well, I was thinking before, because in relations to how tennis players develop and stuff, it's always been hard work beats talent, like 100%.
Oh, agreed.
And you get like the talented tennis players, like the other night when Kyrgios played Nadal. Kyrgios is just an absolute talent because
he's so good at tennis, bro.
He can rock up any day of the week and play the best player in the world and potentially go like 5 sets or something. But when it comes to like how Nadal trains and his mentality, even, it's like it's always gonna beat out in the big time, like
especially at his age, bro. Nadal, like, what's he, 32?
Yeah, he's 32, but
it's actually not really that old, to be honest.
Well,
it just seems old because he's been around for what, like
30 something. Yeah, I mean he's been around since he was like
17, 18?
17. Yeah, he won his first Grand Slam when he was 17.
But I mean, the miles on these guys' legs, like
huge. They also earn fucking millions.
Yeah,
millions.
They can spend like Connor was saying it, like investing in his body, bro.
LeBron spends $2-3 million a year.
That's crazy
on his body,
just to keep him alive and capable to play the next year.
Yeah, to stop his knees grinding into
dust. If you
dust.
have that much money, though, like it's
would.
It's nothing.
It's an investment.
It's nothing to him,
$2 million is probably chip change.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's like probably like what, a day's worth of like Nike selling.
I just want to go through a week of his therapy sessions and just see what kind of athlete I'd become.
just juiced up, needles in the arm.
Josh's shoulders and his neck, like
just balloon up, rock up to the gym, just like tomahawk slam. Get out of here, son.
Oh man.
But
leaving that Kobe like conversation, it's like one thing that I will always remember about Kobe. My favorite moment was so obviously they had, I wouldn't say it's my favorite moment, but it's probably his funniest moment for me. It was like when I think it was the Lakers' first game against the Rockets when Dwight joined the Rockets.
Dwight
elbowed Kobe when he was like swinging.
Try me.
Kobe like looks over to him and he's going like, "You're soft.
You're soft."
And you can clearly tell from his lips that he's saying that. That was one of the funniest moments.
He's like enunciating it. Or
enunciating it.
Mouth reading it so well.
Yeah.
Soft.
You're soft.
He almost made it to where
he
wanted the people on TV to be that we all know what he's saying. Yeah. Oh man, that was so funny.
Same with the Matt Barnes.
Oh, that
when he like did the bull
flinch,
fake, and Kobe just stood there like,
standing out of bounds.
What are you gonna
do? Standing out of bounds, inbound the ball. Matt Barnes, Kobe's right in front of him, just defending him with his hands out by his sides. Matt Barnes just rifles the ball into his face, stops it like an inch away. Kobe doesn't move.
Just stares straight at him, bro, like looking him dead in his soul.
Mamba mentality.
Amazing, man. Amazing,
bro. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, how was the Melbourne trip, man?
That was good. Yeah. Well, bit of context. Me, my brother, my girlfriend, and a couple of my brother's mates went over to Melbourne for the tennis for a couple of days at the tennis. But we went for.
You like tennis, do you?
I love tennis. I love tennis.
Played it much?
He dabbles.
I've only played 17 years of tennis. But no, the trip was amazing, man. Melbourne's a beautiful city. I love Melbourne.
I want to go there, man.
We walked around Melbourne on the first day when we got there because we were all exhausted because we had to get up at like 3 a.m. for our flight because it was at 6. And then, so we had about 2 hours sleep, all of us, and then we get on the plane. We got to Melbourne at like 8 in the morning. And as soon as we get there, like we walk into the city and we're walking around in places, and it's like, this place is just better than Auckland.
I mean, that's not too difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not difficult at all.
we're driving to our hotel, and we're passing like a big stadium. Remember how like Auckland had that whole thing where they're going to do a stadium on like the waterfront net for like the World Cup?
That would have been nice.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
And the selling point for that,
Wouldn't have worked.
yeah, well, where the fuck are you gonna park?
Where are you going to get the money for that?
Yeah, we drove past Marvel Stadium on the way in.
Oh,
the one where the UFC just happened with
Yeah,
Adesanya and Whitaker. That stadium's huge.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, if this can work here, why wouldn't this work in Auckland? That's what we were thinking. Like,
Wasn't that UFC event like the highest selling, or one of the highest selling like sellouts in terms of like ticket sales?
probably, yeah.
I'm pretty sure
They
it
would have
was
sold out that place. Because that's not the first time they've done it there, right? Not in Melbourne.
Nah, they did that there.
They did it at Rod Laver once, eh? When Adesanya beat what's his name? His idol, Anderson Silva. Yeah,
Was that at Rod Laver?
I'm pretty sure that was at Rod Laver.
I'm not sure.
Um,
I'm not sure where that one was. They have definitely done Melbourne. I'm pretty sure they did Melbourne for like a Ronda Rousey event. I swear they did for like maybe Ronda Rousey.
has she been fighting in Aussie?
I swear they did it for like something like that, or Holly Holm, or something like that. I'm not too sure though.
Well, one thing we took from like the skyline and buildings there is it's just so monstrous in
Yeah.
size. It's kind of like the medium between Auckland and New York, in my opinion.
Okay.
Really?
You got like the tram system going through the city, which keeps everything linked together. We were on like we're in a hotel like 26 floors up, and even like looking out the balcony and looking up, you still see another like skyscraper going another like 40 levels up, and it's like, god damn.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah. And yeah, at the tennis, we got to see that I don't know if the Federer Millman match,
Oh, we're Federer.
the 5-set one.
Oh,
Oh my god,
he
man.
went 5 cents last night too.
He went 5 sets last night as well. Yeah.
Bro.
So I think we were like 2 set. I think Millman won the first set in that match, and then Federer won the second, and obviously Jess was there, my girlfriend, and I was like looking at her because she's pretty new to tennis.
I was going to ask you, is she actually into tennis, or does she get into tennis
She
because now?
she preferred it there, not watching on TV.
What does she like
That's
more?
understandable.
Basketball or tennis?
Probably tennis.
Okay.
Actually, I'll ask her, but I'm pretty sure she'd
Just,
like
just
tennis.
if you're listening, let us know.
My sister's coming around to basketball a little bit.
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
Good girl.
Yeah, but no, we were. Federer won that second set in the match. It was 1 set all, and I look at Jess and I was like, "We're gonna be here for a while. This isn't gonna be.
We're in for the long haul.
This isn't gonna be an hour and a half like the last match." And so Federer won the next set.
Grab your cushion.
Yeah, 2 sets to 1 up, and then I was like, "All right, Federer should cruise away with this." He won the last set pretty easily, and then all of a sudden Millman wins the 4th, and I was like, I looked at Jess and her eyes are just like drooping because it was about it would have been about 12 a.m. when he won the 4th set.
Yeah, because you can get
Melbourne
home to, like,
time.
1.
Yeah, Melbourne time.
Bro, which is like what,
2 a.m.
3. Yeah. How many hours are you behind? 3?
It was 2 hours behind.
Or 2?
So it's about 2 a.m. New Zealand time, and then Jess is sitting there watching the sport, which she's just been introduced to, and she's kind of just like everyone in the stadium because it was an Aussie versus Federer, and so they were all kind of conflicted on who to support because it's like you got this Aussie guy who's giving Federer a run for his money,
Yeah.
and then you got
In
Federer
Australia.
who's probably one of the most like loved tennis players of all time.
Yeah.
And so the crowd was just like so intense. And then I think it was in the final set tiebreak. It was like 8-4.
Was it final set tiebreak?
Final set tiebreak.
Is that the tiebreak system, or is that you have to win by 2?
So it's a new system though. So the old set system used to be that you had to win the games by 2.
Yeah.
Like some games went to like, I think the longest one was like 70-68 one year.
Yeah.
Games. So
that was Isner, right?
Yeah, Isner and Nicholas Mahou. But they introduced a new one where if it gets to 6-all, you play a 10-point tiebreak. Same rules apply though.
Really? That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
On
If
a tiebreak.
you have to win 2 points. If it gets to like 8-all, you have to win by 2 basically.
By 2, yeah.
So he was up 8-4. The Aussie
Australian,
dude.
no.
Aussie dude was up 8-4.
So he had to win 2 more points.
2 more points and he would have won the match.
Oh man.
And Federer won 6 points in a row.
No way.
I went crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's insane.
God damn it, yeah!
It was so satisfying.
Man.
Because we're sitting there like for 4 hours, just like urching and like,
Yeah.
oh man, like we've been
Come
sat
on,
down for
come
so
on.
long. Like,
It was like last night's match though. Didn't that guy have 7 match
he had
points?
7 match points.
How do you fuck up 7?
Did he lose?
He
Bro,
lost. Yeah.
5 out of the 7 match points were unforced errors.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's
So
a
that's
mental game.
Joker!
Mental sport.
But that's the thing about tennis is like, even though you have match points, given like your position in the match, it's like if you're up 2 sets to love and you have match points, then you're a bit of a choker and you lose. But given the context of the match, like Federer had won a set, he'd won 2, and then I think he had match points in the 4th set. I wouldn't say it's
Bro,
choking because tennis is
5-2.
yeah, but tennis is still a game of like 1 point. 1 point can make a difference in tennis. It's not the fact that you're so far ahead.
I know. But still, like you're up 5-2. He had 3 match points in that set.
Just ace it.
It was a game.
Just ace it.
Just hit the serve pass and it's easy.
Just get your serving.
Oh man.
How do you think Federer's legs will be going into the next one?
He won't
Fucked.
be Djokovic.
He will. Oh,
My opinion, at least.
I'll put a hot take on it. He'll lose to Djokovic in straight.
Straight sets.
He'll lose to Djokovic in straight. We saw Djokovic live. He's so good that it's boring.
Yeah.
He's so good that it's boring.
Do something fun.
Yeah. He destroyed him. He absolutely annihilated him. He played this Japanese dude. I think his name was Nishioka, and every point, the other guy was just like 2 meters behind the baseline, and then he was inside the court, just like taking everything off the bounce and pushing the dude in the corners. And we were like, "Holy shit! How is this like real?" From like a tennis player's perspective, like keeping that kind of pace for 3 sets is so
Impressive.
hard. It's crazy, man.
Do you reckon,
Mamba mentality. Honestly,
He was mentored by
Kobe. Yeah, he's one of his good friends.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Nadal will beat? Is it Team?
Team, yeah.
Team?
I think Team has a good shot because he's played pretty well this tournament. But
They've been pretty even, like their recent matchups, right?
yeah, well, they had a
Agreed.
5-setter in the US last year, I think,
Oh yeah.
which was really really close.
Mm.
But yeah, I still think.
Bro.
Yeah, I'll grab one, bro. But yeah, I think Federer's. Sorry, not Federer. I think Nadal's got the edge, and then he'll probably beat. Well, Zverev just won, this German 22-year-old. So he'll
How do you say his name? Alexander. What?
His proper name is like Sasha.
Sasha. Yeah.
Sasha Zverev.
Zverev.
Zverev. You'll get there.
Dude, I've been looking at Google. I'm like, Zverev.
Yeah.
Oh, how the fuck say his name?
Zverev.
Yeah, that's how I'm saying it. I'm like
Yeah.
Zverev. I'm just like, oh, I
What
don't.
do you want, bro?
Oh,
Somersby or the Salt?
I might grab the Summersby, please, bro.
Somersby?
Thank you, sir.
Stay hydrated,
I
kids.
gotta put my mic down real quick so I can top up this glass. But
Nah. Yeah, so what? If Nadal wins, he versus that Zverev.
he plays Zverev indeed, yeah.
Because he smashed Wawrinka, right? He lost 6-1 in the first set, and then won the next 3, didn't he?
Yeah, Wawrinka won the first set like 6-1, and then he just like shut off. He just hit cruise control, and then the guy started coming back.
Which is crazy, because...
That's the mental thing with tennis, though. Like, you win the first set 6-1, take a quick sip, and then...
You take a quick sip. You playing, you take a sip of beer before you know it.
Yeah.
You've lost the game.
With tennis, you win the first set 6-1, you're thinking like, oh man, I'm cruising through this. And then all of a sudden you lose, like, you string together like 3 points from the other guy, and you're down love 40 in a service game, you're like, fuck. It messes you up like mentally, because you're like, oh, I was cruising through this like so easily, and then all of a sudden you're like losing, And it's like,
Yeah.
damn, and that can literally hit you on a toll through the whole match.
True.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things about tennis is the scoring. It just creates such great games. You know? Like,
But it can be so close. Like, it's just a matter of points.
It can be
Because
so
you actually
close.
have to
then...
win, right? Like, well, the thing is, like, you literally have to like win 3 sets. So you have to be better on the day, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I don't know. I don't really know what another
exactly.
sport you would compare it to, but
Well, that's a good point. Some sports you can win.
you know,
Just based off the other team playing bad.
yeah, it's this. You actually, well, you could win in tennis the other day's playing shit, I guess.
Yeah.
But you actually still have to win 3 sets at
Yeah.
the end of the day. If you play 2 sets, shit for men's tennis, you could still go on and then win the next.
Yeah, and the way it's structured, you can have set points, whole match points against you, and if you
could come
defend
back
them,
and win.
like there's such a lot of pressure just
Federer?
in those match points, and it just creates like really epic games.
Apologies for the cut and delay. We just had a technical difficulties.
You can blame me.
But
Fuck you, Josh.
It's my first one.
Josh was on the topic of pressure on
Match points.
match points in tennis.
And we lost it.
Well, yeah. Well, anyway.
What are some of your most pressured tennis moments?
My pressured tennis moments? Oh, man. Well, I've lost matches being up match points before. That's happened.
Oh, you
weak-minded.
I'd say playing... I would say notorious players or people who you're close to. Like, whenever I used to play Luke when I was a kid, those would be so important to me. Like, when I was
you
like...
don't want to lose to your mate.
You don't want to lose to your mate.
Fuck that.
Because then that puts you in your whole friend group. It's like, oh, this guy's better than that guy.
Yeah.
He's got a bigger dick.
Someone's got to win. It's not soccer. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a real sport.
Yeah.
It's one on
There's
one.
no draws.
Well, it's different. It's not a team sport, bro. It's like
Pure
got
one-on-one.
pure.
That's
What's it?
mano el mano.
What's the word? It's like not glory, right? What's the word? There's a word for it. It's gone from me.
You should see it. You should see his face right now. He's trying to remember it with his facial
I
expressions.
can't remember the word. It's like you got bragging rights.
Yeah.
Bragging rights.
That's the word. Like that's the word I'm looking for. Bragging,
Bragging
rights.
rights,
Yeah. You got full on
it's,
bragging rights.
you know,
man.
you can't blame anyone else
Yeah.
in tennis.
It's like fuck. I sucked.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you go through the same training regimes as these people,
Yeah.
and then you come into a match and you end up losing to that person. It's like, well, shit, I should have trained a bit harder, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
No, I definitely know those positions from like karate and shit, man. You're just like fighting in team fights, and you're like last fighter, and it's like your fight matters. Like, especially when you're like junior.
Yeah.
It's 3
That's
fights, and it's like your last fighter, and it's like the winner of this fight wins the team fight, and you're just like, fuck, I can't lose this, man. I can't lose this. Like I've had that when I fought Oceania in 2016 in New Caledonia. So that was the tournament I was doing my weight cut for.
Yeah. You got real skinny then.
And
What'd
then
you get down?
57 kilos. And I just remember that was for my weight division. And then they asked me to fight in the team fights. So it was a senior male team fight. So there's 5 fighters. I'll give you a brief on how it kind of goes, if you don't know. But
Yeah. Give us the in-depth.
pretty
insights.
much, you have 3-minute rounds, and each fighter, it's the best of pretty much three wins. So like best of 3.
Right.
Oh, sorry, best of 5, I guess, but best of 3 wins. So you have fighter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can put them in any order you want. So pretty much you want to win the first 3. So fighter 1 will have 3-minute round, so on. I was 5th fighter in the first round, and I didn't have to fight, luckily, because the guy I fought was like fucking massive. He would have been.
And you were at
'cause
57.
Yeah, at the time I would have been about 63.
Did you come up just in the competition?
After I weighed in, I got my weight up.
So you gained 6 kgs from weigh-in to midway competition.
Yeah, so the day, like maybe
Damn,
2 days
bro.
later,
How the fuck is that possible?
because it's all water weight, man. It's all just like
You should have seen him. He was
dehydrating.
really skinny.
Jesus.
Really skinny.
And
6 kgs in 2
yeah,
days.
bro.
What the fuck?
Just ate fucking.
You shit your brains out. Bloody hell.
Nah, you just dehydrate yourself, man. It's pretty much just all water weight. Like,
Yeah.
like I think I lost like 1.5 kg or 2 kilos from water weight.
Just
But you
like a
put
couple
6
days
on in
in.
2 days.
Yeah, because
What the fuck did you do?
Because my natural weight was probably about 65.
Yeah.
So when I got back in 2 days, I got back to my natural weight because I was eating and drinking and.
So was this guy in your same weight division?
No, the guy, because team fight is open weight,
Oh, okay.
and it's like the 5 best fighters, right, in the team. So it's just you can fight a guy that's under 60 kilos. You can fight a guy that's over 85, over 84. So I was going to fight a guy that was over 84.
Fucking hell.
And I was just like, fuck, I hope I don't have to fight, man. And didn't have to end up fighting. I was fucking glad. Then they were like, you're gonna fight in the final. You're gonna be third fighter.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I have to fight. Like, there's no way I get out of fighting.
Man, I tell you, those days remind me of when I was sailing, and we were a really light crew, maybe like 20 kgs underweight, and when you had a big breeze, I always remember just hoping that the sailing was cancelled, because anytime it was over like 25, 30 knots, which
Stop
is like
flying
50 kilometers an hour, like you just get blown over if you don't have the weight.
Yeah.
And I remember like that exact situation. You're just waiting for the event to start, and you're just hoping like, man, cancel the event, cancel the event. Like,
yeah, man, I was fucking shitting myself, because the dude I somewhat knew, like, I didn't know him personally, but I'd seen him at a few tournaments over previous years, and he's a fucking good fighter, and he was under 84 kilos, so that was over 75 but under 84. That was like the bracket. So he would have been about 6'2", 6'3".
jeez.
And I would have been, my height, like 5'7". The higher range of 5'7". The taller one. And I got the first point, and I was fucking stoked. And then he just got
roundhouse kick in the head.
he ended up getting like 5 points, man. And I was just like, bro, I was so fucking depressed, eh? Like, that feeling of like you lost it for the team. Like, shit, man. Fortunately, my coaches were like, they didn't give me a shit. They were kind of like embraced me, and they're like, yeah, you fought well, you did well.
Yeah.
It was your first senior male event in terms of like as a team. Like, you should be fucking proud.
And the guy's only 7 inches taller than you.
So yeah, but nah, like, I understand that pressure, man. So it's fucking hard. It definitely is hard.
Are you worried about getting knocked out when you're that overmatched? How often does that happen?
Have you been? You said before you got like.
I've never been knocked out. No.
You got like dizzy from like something though, right?
Not from a tournament.
Oh yeah.
Not from a tournament. No, the worst I've had from tournament was like a broken nose.
Oh.
But it's technically a non-contact sport. Yeah. So like,
no way, it can't be.
It's like,
can't be non-contact.
When you're a senior, they allow somewhat of of contact, but
you can't just have to lightly.
You can't fucking go and just like.
So you can't go to win a fight by KO.
No, you'd get disqualified if you.
Oh really?
The guy, yeah.
Oh shit.
Because it's not. You're meant to do rounds throughout the day.
Yeah.
So you're meant to go like, you do your whole division in a day, right? So you have like, in a little tournament like Oceania sort of thing, you'd have 3 to 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So you can't have some dude getting fucking knocked out in the first round, and then like, and then 20 minutes later the guy's got to step up and fight again. Like,
yeah.
It's not healthy, and it's also because of the sport. It's point scoring.
Yeah.
But you do get fucking hit. I'll tell you that. You get hit a lot.
You linked me in that Instagram video of the guy who he like
Rafael
did one kick just past his face, and then he
spinning,
spun straight into another one. And he was so controlled on his second kick. Like,
he's the number 1 in the world.
He scored a point, right?
Yeah, he scored 3 points.
3 points is a head kick.
Yeah.
Like, his foot connected with his head, but it would be the same as if I just reached my foot over and tapped you on the head. Like, it was so controlled.
Oh, yeah.
His scoring to his head.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, he probably could have knocked the guy out.
If he wanted
right?
to, he could have just kept following through and just healed to the fucking jaw.
I guess that's why it's like non-contact. Like rugby, you can tackle the dude in front of you as hard as you want.
Yeah.
Whereas I guess karate, you kind of have to put a bit of a filter on.
Yeah.
How you hit the dude in the head. I mean, if you kick anyone in the head, it's gonna fucking.
On a side
it's
note,
gonna damage you somehow.
You're wearing like pads and shit too, so like there's a lot of safety. But you do get fucking hit. I've come out with like massive black eyes out of tournaments.
Yeah.
And it's just like this. Sometimes you just get hit, bro, and like, you can't complain. You're in a fighting sport. You're like, it's what normally happens, right?
Yeah.
So how was the rest of your Melbourne trip?
Rest of the Melbourne trip was good. I'll lightly tap on like the other things that happened. We went up to town on the Saturday after the tennis. Me and my brother were sitting in the scorching hot tennis for like the day, and then we went out to a couple bars in Melbourne. Melbourne bars, man.
Good.
They hit different, but they're expensive.
Oh.
We went to
expensive
this.
as Auckland?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. So we went to this rooftop bar, and then they sold these drinks called Aperol Spritz.
Bro, my mum's been drinking those.
Never heard of them.
What are they?
My mum's been into them.
What are they?
They're Italian, I think.
Yeah, they're Italian.
Hey. It again.
It's Aperol Spritz.
Give me that.
No, I bought an Aperol Spritz drink at a bar for $18.50 Australian.
Get fucked.
Because we were at the tennis and they had like 3 bars there. Like, yeah. 3 bars there with like the orange top bars which say like Aperol Spritz. And me and my brother were like, oh, they're $15.50 at the tennis. We're not going to buy them here. We're going to get them somewhere else. We go to the bar. We see the sign. We're like, oh, we'll get one there.
I mean, it's a rooftop bar. So
He pours the drink first and then tells me it's $18.
How big is it?
It's like a big wine glass, but it's filled all the way to the top with ice.
So it waters it down.
A little bit, yeah. But it's really nice to sip on. It's
a nice
such an
drink.
easy drink
It's
to
a very
sip
good
on.
drink.
Yeah.
And when I was in the United States, on a student exchange just recently, man, the drinks were expensive over there. I ended up buying a $17 cocktail. That's
Fuck
US dollars.
me.
17 US.
And you have to add tax and tip to the drink. So
yeah.
30 New Zealand dollars. For a
Holy
cocktail. Like,
mate, that should have come with a girl.
Yeah.
well, you know, being overseas, it's much easier to
Somewhat.
to meet the ladies. But
Cocktail. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
No, we went to
Holy
this.
shit.
We went to this other bar in Melbourne as well called Storyville.
Yeah.
It's like this fantasy themed bar. Well, it's a club, but sort of a bar. And one of my brother's mates, David, he got this drink which is called the Goblet of Fire. It's from like they have like 3 Harry Potter cocktails.
Oh, beautiful. I'm reading Harry Potter books.
that's coming
Yeah.
to
They're fucking
that's coming to
beautiful.
Auckland.
Storyville. Or the-
Harry Potter
oh, the-
bar pop up.
Yeah, I saw that. It was the cauldron. I saw it on
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But no, he
I'm
had this.
definitely gonna go.
He
You
had
have
this,
to go give that a review.
Fuck yeah. Of course.
He had this drink called the Goblet of Fire. So it was like a cocktail that was lit on fire in like a goblet.
Beautiful.
And then the bartender like hands him like this like wand, and he's like, hold this. And so I was like cut as fuck. I pull out my phone to like start recording it, and I press record, and the flash goes on. The bartender just goes, turn off the fucking flash. And I was like, hurt at first. I was like, damn, fuck. And then I turn off my flash and start recording, and then he throws like cinnamon on the thing as David's like throwing the wand, and then the flame just goes like
Shit.
lights up, and he keeps throwing cinnamon on it, and it's like lighting up.
Was this the video you put on Instagram?
Yeah, I put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Was this the same one? Was like, turn off the fucking flash.
No, I didn't get that one, but
But
I've
burning
never
off
seen that video.
all your alcohol. On a side note,
it tasted good. It tasted good, and we
You
all
fucked up.
passed it around in a circle because like back at Rosmini, my high school, we had like during our like Eucharist or like our masses,
Yeah.
we'd do like these hymns and be like, oh man. So we would like hand the goblet around and start doing like blessings to each other before we drank it. Like the blood of Christ. And we're like holding it up to each other's heads and shit.
Oh. Dude, we definitely got, if it does come to Auckland, we definitely got to hit that because I've been reading the books.
I
I'm
don't know
halfway
if
through
it's
the third
Auckland.
book right now, and they're really good, man. They're really good
They are
books.
good. Whenever I go into work calls, I don't go into work calls a lot.
So yeah,
Let's get that one down.
So they did once a year.
When I was when I do my yearly Christmas shopping, the Harry Potter series is always number one.
Yeah,
It's always there, eh?
It's always number one.
It sells
And
the best.
it's been like
for the kids.
20 years, 25
It's still
years
one of the best movie series, in my opinion, at least. It's so good,
for
man.
sure.
Because every movie was good.
It's like they went from it being like a childhood sort of like film, right, to it like becoming sort of like for 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds. So like they developed, every movie got older,
Yeah.
as obviously because everyone there got older as well.
Yeah, because you're like aging with the actors
Yeah.
as the movies like come out, and
And
it's
it got
like
darker
holy
every
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, it
But
got
it's
so dark.
Especially Half-Blood Prince. I reckon that was the turning point of like
Which was the
darkness.
one? Which was the one where they start in the graveyard, and then Voldemort comes out, and then it's like Avada Kedavra got first introduced.
Oh, against Cedric Diggory.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
That's the
That was
end.
at the end. That was at the end.
That's
That was at the end of the
that's
movie.
end?
Was
Or
that the
start?
end? I thought
Yeah,
it
it's
was
the end of the movie.
No,
That was
I feel
the-
like it's at the
No,
start.
no, it's at the end, bro.
It was the start, wasn't it?
No, it's at
Isn't
the
it foreshadowed
no, it's at the
at the
end.
Because he was there at the end.
It shows the setting
Wait,
at the very start.
are you talking about in the graveyard where Harry Potter's there? Or are you talking about the graveyard where the old man is like boiling the kettle and
I
then
think
he
it's the
walks up to the
same.
house
It's the old man, I'm pretty sure.
and then Voldemort's sitting in that chair and the snake goes past
That's
him.
the one. That's the one.
So, yeah, that's at the start. I thought you meant like the part where
They're
Voldemort
they're
gets
battling at
come
the
back.
Is that 4 or 5?
That's 4.
Okay, because 4 is my favorite, definitely.
Yeah, that's Goblet of
For
Fire, bro.
the
that's
movie,
that's the one where he
yeah.
fights the dragon and that dragon.
That was the best one
Yeah,
because that's where it kind of took like
Magical
a big
stars.
dark turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
It got dark, maybe a little too dark, but
With like Cedric Diggory just
but
like
you know,
dying.
Voldemort is that type of guy, you know.
I like the darkness though.
Yeah.
It's good though. 'cause
Batman dying at the end.
What?
Robert Pattinson. He's Batman.
Robin Pattinson died.
What?
What? He played Cedric Diggory.
He played Cedric Diggory. He died at the end of the movie.
Diggory.
You genuinely thought he died for a sec.
Most ambitious crossover
Yeah.
of the
No,
2010s.
that was a great movie. I think that's. Oh, I don't know if that's my favorite one though. Like that one or Half Blood Prince. I think it might.
Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah,
Very good.
The book was fucking good. I just
Yeah.
finished it and it's really good.
Yeah.
The book was amazing.
Mm.
I don't know.
I could do get a whole podcast just talking about books because
Yeah.
I'm starting to read heaps.
Well, yeah, I'm only just starting to read, and it's only been. I finished 2 books in a month,
Yeah.
so I'm like,
I remember when I first, like, I think it was end of last year, I started reading this book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. It's quite a weird book. It's very it's basically about this like lawyer who like gives up his entire life to go
steal a monkey.
become a monk.
That's a really interesting topic, though.
Yeah. And then it's very it's a bit preachy at times, but it was like the first book that I read in
Liz
like 10
becoming a
years.
monk.
But no, it was a good book. But I'm definitely getting into reading books lately just to avoid like getting on my phone and
That's the same for me, man.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I do it to also buy time.
Mm.
I'm just sitting around home. And I'm just like, oh, what the fuck am I gonna do? I might as well read.
Let's
I might as well
just
do something with my
acquire
fucking
some
life.
knowledge.
Yeah, and if you find it interesting, it's quite easy to just get engraved into it. And you like, you find yourself like you read a chapter. Like at least for me, I read a chapter because I can't continuously read because I just get too like flustered being in that same position for too long. So I like read a chapter and then I'll like watch some TV.
Yeah.
Go do something. Take a shit. Come back.
Read on the toilet.
And then like read another chapter like later on. And find myself like reading like 4 or 5 chapters a day.
Yeah. The
And
best
then
is when you
passes
just
by.
get lost in it, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm not reading a book right now, but I've got an Audible subscription, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Have
And
you used it at all?
I'm listening to a book called The War of Art.
The War of what?
The War of Art.
Art.
Not
said
the,
war oh fart.
After I said taking a shit.
not the art of war, but the War of Art. Recommended by Joey Diaz, actually. Joey Diaz.
Did he recommend this to you while he was on mushrooms?
It was on his podcast. I don't think he wasn't on mushrooms, but
Or DMT?
I've been
DMT.
listening to it.
What did I say? DTE?
it's
Digital technology.
probably still a drug.
Makes sense.
And yeah, I definitely recommend that book to anyone. It's all about like overcoming resistance to your personal projects and art and like what you
Yeah.
really want to do and all the reasons why people don't end up doing like what they want to do essentially. So
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll give it
very
a go.
cool book.
War of Art. Yeah.
So Josh, how was you travel north? Okay,
Well, it
went
was
up to
nice,
Matapori,
man.
right?
Well, we're very lucky here in New Zealand, in Auckland. You drive an hour and you're at a really, really nice beach.
Yeah,
You know,
So true. Something we take for granted, probably.
yeah.
definitely.
Because you can't be fucked driving now.
Yeah, like fuck the fuel.
Fuck
Fucking tax fuel.
There's no
Auckland
Macca's on the way, it's a no.
Auckland's fuel's fucking shit.
So I was away for about 9 days actually.
Yeah, you're gone for a
Yeah,
while.
a while. So
Just over a week.
went to Matapori first, with the family and with James Watt's family.
Yep.
James Watt, longtime friend of us.
James Watt, shout out.
James Watt, shout out to James
Go listen to
Watt.
a rap song later.
Look
man.
forward to listening to your rap.
Yeah,
on
James,
this
let us know
podcast.
how your rap song's going. I want to hear your rap music, alright?
Yeah, Matapori was really nice, really chill.
It's a beautiful beach, man.
It's very nice.
fucking
I love
Yeah.
that beach.
I tell you though, it's become very popular, very very
Yeah,
popular.
man. Everyone goes there now.
I remember we started going about 14 years ago, to Matapori,
Shit.
and you would have like 12 people on the beach in the summer, more like 20.
Now it's like 100.
Yeah, there's hundreds. Yeah, you've just got the family buses rocking
Yeah.
up. There were some guys playing like catch with beer bottles, you know, like a little bit disruptive, but
Yeah, that's right.
but it is what it is.
Because I went like a week. I went up. I think it was like a week or week and a half before you did. So it was like real weird like timing. I was like, oh,
yeah,
shit,
it was
I just
actually.
went
That's because I didn't even know you were gone. You just boosted yourself up there for a day trip, right?
I literally knew like the day before. Zach, or one of my mates, Zach, he texted me. He's like, "Yo, think about going up to Matapori tomorrow if you want to come." I was like, "Yep, sweet, let's do it." So we took a day trip. It's popular because there's also like 3 bays around that area. Like, you can walk across to like the next bay.
Yep. Pebbly Bay,
I don't know
Whale
the
Bay
names.
is
Whale
just
Bay.
over the top. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one I went to. Yeah, I walked across. To
Oh,
that
Whale
one.
Bay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a place called the Mermaid Pools. Do you know that place?
No, I haven't seen that one.
So you have to like climb over these rocks. It's quite hard to get to.
Bring it up. I want to see. This
But
shit.
yeah, I'll pull it up on here.
On the Google.
On the Google.
Mermaid Bay.
So what did you do at this mermaid pool?
Well, the thing is, it was back in the day. It was a really nice like
Awesome map.
sort of place to.
Looks great.
Beautiful.
This place here,
Oh,
so you can see
yes.
it's like a natural indentation in the rocks that's protected
Yeah.
from the sea, but
Nice.
the water sort of washes over the rocks and you get like a real nice blue pool.
Was it busy?
So that's the thing. So they've had to close the pool because
Oh,
just too many people
Yeah.
leaving rubbish and
Too many Instagram stories.
yeah, exactly, man. Like
it's like that one-
Starbucks like mugs and the bloody water.
yeah, man. Literally, my friend's dad was telling me that they had like people leaving nappies by the pool. Like
That's
What the fuck?
it's not
why?
on, man. I don't know.
way to respect the country. Beautiful.
So
Why
it
would you
doesn't
leave
look like
nappies?
that anymore. It looks like cream colored because of all the sun cream and the rubbish.
Oh.
You know, it's a bit of a shame.
Good
But
thing we have Google then.
yeah.
yeah, we'll just put that,
That
as your
still looks.
screensaver.
That still looks fucking nice though, man.
We get to experience it on the
That's
But so
beautiful.
sadly,
It's
that
like natural.
in its
it's
prime.
very it was natural.
Yeah. Well, still,
Sadly-
it's still somewhat as natural, right? The water still comes in.
Well, yeah, actually, in a couple months, you know, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
Less
I don't
people
know.
just piss in it,
Mm.
which
Yeah.
they probably do.
So that's
Sure.
a sad note. But no, the trip was very relaxing. I actually got a very funny story to tell.
Fire off.
So I was in Langs Beach with some family friends. So the second part of our trip, we had all our family friends, mum's family friends from way back in like high school, university. They all get together once a year.
Yep.
So we were at Langs Beach in a house with like 12 people.
Langs.
Langs
Love
Beach.
Langs. Man.
Yeah, good spot. And so one night I was sleeping downstairs in the kids' room. We were all sleeping there.
Yeah.
With kids.
And then I mean, when our kids did you want,
We
but-
with the kids, Josh?
sleeping with kids.
You sleeping with kids? What are you doing?
And I have this dream, right? That I'm climbing out of the window. I have a dream. I'm climbing out of the window.
How high are you?
Well, it's on the ground, thankfully. But in my dream,
How?
not high at all, actually. But in my dream, I have this dream that I'm climbing out the window next to my bed. And then there's a really good reason for it in my dream. I don't know why. I'm like climbing out the window. And on the way out, I like smash my elbows on the window in my dream. And then I wake up and I'm standing outside the fucking house, having climbed out this tiny ass window next to my bed. Just standing out there like
You sleptwalked.
what the hell am I doing outside?
Wait, were you actually outside, or is this a dream that you were
No,
outside?
I woke up and I was standing outside the house, locked out of the house,
The fuck?
just outside. It's
You
the weirdest
slept,
thing because I don't
crawled,
sleepwalk. But
First
I
case
remember
of teleportation ever.
the weird thing was in my dream, like there was a really good reason to get out of the house, and then I woke up out of the house because I smashed my elbows on the window and woke up, and then still I was half awake, and there was still a good reason to be out of the house, and I have no idea what it was.
So you still haven't got
Can't
an
be that good of a
explanation.
reason.
I don't know what it was, but I'm just outside the house, just half asleep, and then trying to figure out what to do. All the doors are locked, so I figure I have
Climb
to
back in the
climb
window?
back through the same window with all the people sleeping.
How high was the window?
That was like neck height.
Oh, it wasn't too bad then.
It's not too bad to
So
get.
you fucking sleep crawled
Slip
through a
crawled
window?
out of a window. First time I've ever slept, done anything in terms of movement. I don't
Dude.
sleep.
You should like have like a camp, like a what do you call it? What do you call those cameras that you go diving with?
What, GoPro?
Yeah, bro. You should put a GoPro on yourself just so you can video yourself when you sleep, man.
But I don't do it much.
That's levitating.
You don't know.
Or maybe I do, yeah.
Maybe you walk, and you go up to the kitchen, and you walk back to bed, and you don't even know it.
Yeah. Wow.
You never know.
You go and cure cancer and you just don't
leave
know.
it at the lab.
You just go cure cancer.
Leave it at the lab, yeah. You made Facebook, but
Yeah.
Zuck stole your idea. You
So
just
that
never
was
knew.
the weirdest thing that's happened to me in a while.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
wake
I've never-
up,
I've
smash my
never sleepwalked.
windows. I'm outside the house. Like,
I haven't had any sleepwalking stories.
No.
I've had sleep, like, yelling stories.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember a time. I don't
Who
know
was she?
No, I would have been, oh man, I don't know, 14, 15. Probably around that sort of age. I can't really remember. I was, again, staying at my mate Zach's place. Probably would have been drinking.
As you do.
But I remember passing out, and then all he told me the next morning was, dude, you were like yelling in your sleep. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, dude, I like woke up, and you're just like, ah! 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 I'm just like, why? And he's like, I don't know. I went over to you, stood over you. I'm like, yo, you okay? And he's like grabbing me, like shaking me, like, you good? And apparently, I just didn't wake up.
Jesus.
jeez.
And then apparently just went silent, fell back to sleep.
Wow.
It was fucked, man. I don't know if I've done it since because no one's said anything.
Who knows what you do at night, you know?
Yeah. No one's complained about it ever since, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure someone would tell you the next morning if you fucking started yelling at them in your sleep.
Yeah. Your parents would probably hear you even from down here.
Mm. Well, if you're
Yelling.
screaming at that volume, maybe.
Nah, they wouldn't hear.
They wouldn't hear.
Nah, they wouldn't hear anything down here.
Do anything down here.
Safe and sound.
Safe and sound, mate. Safe and sound.
What else have we got on the sticky notes up there, Josh? You got anything else from
Let's
your...
pull it up. Well, the only other little thing was that they had like these tiny jellyfish in the water, and they were safe to swim in. You could feel them like on your skin when you were swimming. And then me and James went out for a paddleboard, and then we got way out of the bay, and you could see these streaks in the water.
Yep.
Like these like translucent, like huge streaks, and it was just like jellyfish, just like more jellyfish than water, just in the water.
The fuck?
It was so weird, and like you could like pull them apart, like they were like little jellyfish all stuck together in a row.
How big? Like hand size? Like
No,
palm?
like
palm?
size of the tip of your finger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That fucking small.
Really weird, just
Shit.
like big seams of them, like 50 kgs of jellyfish all in there.
Shit.
But-
I haven't experienced jellyfish once, man. I don't know
Yeah.
where I was. I was really young. I went up north somewhere with my family, and we went to a beach one night. I was on my dad's back, and we went out to the water, and we didn't realize there were jellyfish. And then we got maybe my dad's, I don't know, just below his like nipple sort of height. So I would have been about the same sort of height on myself on his back, and all of a sudden my dad's kind of like, fuck, something's fucking like stinging me or biting me or something, and I'm like, really? And then I was like, oh fuck, I kind of feel it too. And then we look around, and there's just fucking jellyfish like everywhere, and my dad's like, we're getting the fuck out the water.
Were they big?
Jeez.
They would have been like, from memory, probably like just bigger than my hand in terms of top of the head.
Bloody hell.
That's a big one.
That's
That
a
is
big
much
size.
bigger.
But the thing is like, they probably weren't, I guess, deadly. They probably just stung you. And
Yeah.
it was like a warning sting.
Just to get the fuck out of the way kind of thing.
But I was still fucking terrified, man. It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
pretty choppy water, and I was just like, fuck this. Dad's like, yeah, let's get out the water. They were everywhere, man.
It was a big jellyfish.
I only see beach
Oh my God.
like jellyfish. I've stepped on like so many.
Oh, really?
Accidentally like on the beach. You just slip over and just fuck.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Sorry, Patrick.
Out the way.
Oh, yeah, we still got well, you got Stylebender and Romero up there.
Wow, that's a fight.
When is that?
That's UFC 248.
Coming
See?
up?
It's after John Jones, which
Okay.
is in John Jones is in
March.
no, it's in like 2 weeks.
Was it?
It's not this weekend. It's the weekend after.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, bro. I'm looking forward to that fucking fight. Stylebender and Romero. Oof.
Who do you reckon?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I don't know. Is Romero undefeated? No.
No, he's not undefeated. I think it's a bad matchup for Stylebender.
Because he looks a bit bigger.
Romero is just fucking. If you could picture a tank that looked like a Cuban human, that's what Romero looks like.
Very specific.
But the thing is, a Stylbender's striking is just fucking phenomenal.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, and he's actually looking way bigger at 185.
Oh, is he going upper class?
No, he's always been 185.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he just looks way bigger than what he did when he first sort of started in the division.
Mm.
But I want him to win. Just
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
he's Kiwi, right?
I love Stylebender, man.
But I think it's a difficult matchup for him just because like Romero's a wrestler and he can hit like a fucking truck too.
Mm.
But I still think Stylebender like has a striking advantage if he can keep the distance. You know, I do see his chances of winning pretty well.
Wait, are you talking about Adesanya?
Yeah.
They call him Stylebender.
Stylebender,
That's
yeah.
what he calls himself, man.
It's
Really?
like
It's like his
legend.
Oh,
The Last Airbender, except he's like, instead of being an airbender, he's a Stylebender.
Oh, right.
That's why he's kind of swag. Like,
because he's super
Yeah.
into his like anime and shit.
he loves that shit.
Like he did that Death Note.
That was that's probably one of the best celebrations I've
He
ever
did
seen
the
in
Death
sports.
Note.
He wrote Whitaker's name in the Death Note. Wasn't that pre-fight as well?
Yeah. What was
That's
the dance?
cool.
What was
That's
the dance he did? What was the dance he did on his entrance?
I don't,
Well, I don't know if you want to call it a dance, but you know what I mean.
I don't know what that was related to, but I know the one that he did at the end, that was like some kind of Gatling gun, like that was sick.
That was beautiful.
He got that low on his knees after a big
I was
fight.
too busy, fucking screaming my lungs
Yeah.
out at the bar, absolutely smashed. Just like absolute cheering, bro. It was beautiful. Just watching him knock out an Australian.
That was such a good fight. That card was, great.
Beautiful.
How good.
How good.
How good.
But now we got Super Bowl
good.
Monday.
Super Bowl on Monday, yeah. We should do a pod for that.
Yeah, if we're all free, we should try to do.
I'm
something for
free.
that.
Yeah, I always love watching it.
Yeah, well, we should definitely push something out because we've kind of, obviously with Josh and I being away, we were kind of delayed on this week because we got it out like Monday last time, or was it? It was we recorded it on Sunday and then I pushed it out on Monday.
Yeah.
I left it unlisted on the Sunday and then did it like in the Arvo.
Yeah.
I'll probably do that with this one as well. I'll leave it unlisted tonight and
Send
then
it out tomorrow.
share it around and see if it's okay and then put it up tomorrow morning.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
But yeah, we're probably closing in on an hour mark. I think we got a few more minutes. So, is there anything else you wanted to cover in these last few minutes?
I don't think so, man. I think we covered quite a bit.
Covered quite a bit indeed.
How
But
good.
yeah, how good.
Yeah.
Another rest in peace to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, man.
Just got to add that in.
I'm still gonna get emotional over that.
That's gonna be around for a while. Like, even though a lot of people can say like, oh, you didn't know Kobe, like what does this mean so much to you? It's like
I got into basketball because of
same. Like Kobe Bryant was the most recognizable basketball name I knew.
Well, he's the reason I support the Lakers. He's the reason I started watching basketball. I have a jersey up there in the corner that's like what for someone that's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And
It's been around for a while.
I got like 2 other jerseys.
Isn't that a Kobe quote there? Be the reason someone was inspired. Pretty sure that's a Kobe
No,
quote.
that's a quote by Mitch Whitehead.
Oh.
No, I have no idea who made that.
I'm genuinely.
Be the reason someone was inspired. I have no idea. I honestly just somehow thought of that one day, and then I'm not taking it as mine. I just saw it, and then
It's a good quote, man.
Oh, so you saw it somewhere.
no, I just thought of it.
Oh, you thought of it?
Well,
It's your quote.
like, I didn't think about it, but it was just like
He climbed out the window in the middle of the night.
He wrote it in the
I was just
in the
halfway
sand.
through a joint. I was like, I want to inspire someone. Be the reason. Be the reason. No, I know.
It's a good quote to live
I
by.
like it. So
I do like it. Yeah.
It was like Matthew McConaughey. I think it was one of his Oscar speeches. Yeah.
oh,
One of his Oscar speeches, he said like, I think someone came up to him and said, "Who's your like idol or who do you idolize?"
yeah.
And then he said he'll come back and tell them again. And then he came back and said his idol was him in 10 years.
Ha, that's a good quote.
And then he said the same guy came back to him 10 years later and was like, "Oh, so are you satisfied? Like you've met your idol now?" And he's like, "No, my idol's still 10 years away, and that's me in 10 years." And it's like it's a pretty good way to live.
You're
by.
still chasing like
You're still chasing yourself like all the time.
trying to better yourself.
The best person
Yeah.
you could be is yourself. That touched me a
bit.
bit.
It's a positive way to look at life. I
Yeah, for
guess.
sure.
Yeah.
the person you're going to be in 10 years is the person that you
Yeah.
wanted to be.
It's like you're never complete.
Mm.
You never get complacent with like who you are, sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Well, plus
Yeah.
it kind of draws away from the fact like you can idolize Kobe and be like, oh, I want to be like Kobe Bryant, but at the end of the day, you're still going to be like yourself and your own basketball player in your own way.
No one's gonna be Kobe.
No one's going to be Kobe.
No.
That's the thing.
Bro, like Michael Jordan is probably the most recognizable basketball player in terms of like, if you say name a basketball player to someone who has no idea about basketball, they'll probably say Michael Jordan.
I would say Kobe.
Really?
Yeah,
I'd say
almost,
Kobe.
almost he's more well known.
I would say
Yeah.
Kobe would be more well known. It's just the name sticks. Like you think of MJ, you think Michael Jackson as well.
True.
So
True.
I think Kobe was definitely the most recognizable name for me. I barely knew LeBron until like the Heat finals in like
I'm the same.
2012.
I didn't really get into really seeing LeBron until we went to Miami. Even though he was fucking good before he got to Miami.
But God.
I know.
Yeah.
No, Kobe, man. Fuck. Yeah, Doc Rivers' interview hit me, man.
I think seeing all the players and how they reacted hit me the most as well. Like seeing Trae Young, like all the players just like tearing up, and you can see like because he would have been. I can't remember who said it, but they said that Kobe was so accessible.
Yeah, like you text him, he'll be like reply
straight away. And then seeing I think it was Shaq's son.
He texted him the morning of his death,
morning before he got on the helicopter, and then he woke up late, and then replied to him after the thing crashed.
Damn.
Like that's.
Bro. You'd feel so shit, man.
Yeah.
You really would. Like.
And he was like, what did he say? Kobe was like, "Are
Shaq-
you good, fam?" or something like that. He just wanted to know how he was.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn, man."
Fucking hell, man.
And then we'll never get to hear his like Hall of Fame speech either.
That's what's gonna kill me, man. It's like you're never gonna hear him talk at Hall of Fame.
Damn. He would say some wise ass shit like Mamba out esque.
I was looking forward to his Hall of Fame like induction, man.
Yeah.
Personally, I was just like I was really looking forward to seeing it because it was gonna obviously fucking happen really pretty soon, I reckon. It was It was this year. It was meant to happen, wasn't it? With Tim Duncan.
I think they pushed it forward. Because of the helicopter thing, but
Fuck.
yeah.
It's fucking tragedy, man.
But yeah. Anyways, I think we should roll off in the episode at the
man.
moment. Tough to end on a sad note, but
Well, how about I propose a happier note? to
Okay.
end on? What if we each give a song recommendation for the week?
A
song recommendation.
Viewers-
That's a great idea.
Viewers can listen to.
Okay, you start us off.
Good song you've discovered in the last 2 weeks. You know.
I
that-
actually need to pull out my phone
Last 2
for
weeks?
this
Well, last 2 weeks, obviously Eminem's album dropped.
Sure, give us the best off that.
So if you're a Eminem fan, I recommend. Well, my favorite song on the album is Stepdad.
Great.
He made me hate my stepdad, even though I don't even hate one.
Yeah,
So I guess that's my song of the podcast.
great.
Josh?
I would recommend Joker Man by Bob Dylan. The great
Bob
Bob Dylan.
Nice.
Okay.
Solid.
And yourself?
This is a bit of a weird one. This is a weird one.
Yeah,
So,
we like obscure tastes.
I like the weird ones.
Yeah.
But
Same
weird
album by
for
Justin
me.
Bieber.
Weird for me. No. I'm
That
no.
trash ass piece of shit.
No. But a song that I've liked recently is "Everything I Wanted" by Billie Eilish, and I'm not the biggest Billie Eilish fan.
I'm not either.
So
Okay, but we'll check it out.
we'll check it out
We'll check
after
it
the
out.
pod. But I think that's a really good song.
Okay.
All right.
It's quite soft and.
All right. How good?
Well,
How
if you're
good.
still listening, there it is.
Soft, mellow.
How good.
Thank you for listening to the second rendition of our How Good podcast,
See
and
you
we
next
will see you in the next episode, most likely on Super Bowl.
How good?
How good.